Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to another Tea with JD. And this is actually to answer the questions of one particular um, friend who was kind enough to send questions that really made me think, and I thought to do a separate video because I think it merits it. Shieldmaiden17 is the handle on YouTube. Many other names, but a very lovely friend who often comments and has some interesting insights to stuff that I do and that I post. She asked, "Is there anyone who has particularly inspired or motivated murdered?" Let's try that again. Is there anyone who has particularly inspired or motivated you with your writing? An author, teacher, friend, relative, etc. That's the first question. Here's the thing. There's not one. My parents always supported me whatever I wanted to do. They weren't like, you have to do this, you have to be on this team, you have to do this. They were like, do your thing. And be happy. Whatever it is that makes you happy. Some people would even criticize my parents because I didn't have that much structure. I've heard such things lately from parenting. But regardless, I am eternally grateful to both of my parents for their role in my writing, and the freedom that they gave me to be me. The only person I can mention that had a role in me giving writing a shot was my 10th grade teacher, English teacher. Very lovely teacher, fun class, and when I wrote a short story, she told me to speak with her after class, and then she showed me the paper, and I had 100, and she was like, "This is something really special, and you should give this some thought." And it's not that was the point that I knew that I was going to be a writer, but that's the most genuine piece of encouragement that I've ever gotten, that I ever got as a student, I think. Because it was really earnest and it was really, really lovely. Apart from that, the motivation to write came from people who read a blog I used to write in. Just to know that something that you wrote resonated with someone halfway across the world, or almost a full way across the world. That you could connect with people in India, Nepal, because of a blog. That really meant something, and that really pressed several buttons within me. And I said, let's give this a shot. And bit by bit, I started to push for my writing until I got to the path where I am today. It's a really random journey. But it's been a very pleasant one. I wanted to make a video specifically for this to show that to make a difference in someone's life, you don't need to give that much encouragement. That sometimes the right words at the right moment will make a difference. And that if you've ever wondered about writing, write. Be it on Wattpad, be it on a blog, be it on Twitter, be it on Facebook, wherever. Write. Give yourself a shot. Give yourself the chance to express what you have inside, because if you're stubborn enough, you might get to a point where people care about what you write. And I've been very fortunate with the blessings that I've gotten in my life through my writing and the people I've met, including Shieldmaiden. whose work I hope to read soon. I've always been proud that it took 7 years to write my first book. She's taken longer, but you know when you speak with someone and you say, there's something special coming here? Stay tuned. But in regards to me, just giving myself the opportunity to write, putting myself out there, that's what's opened whatever doors I've had. It's not like I've had huge success. It's not like, not even a multi-dozen selling author. But what I've written has connected with people because I believe, because I gave myself a chance, because I invested time and money and effort. And it all started with a blog. It could be a diary. It could be napkins that you write poetry on. Just write. Just let it go. Just express yourself. Good things can happen. The second question she asked was, and what is your journey to the page? Do you start with a theme, a character, a world, etc.? Every project is its own beast, and my job is to conquer it as I see it fit. Sometimes it's a well-developed story arc, sometimes it's bullet points, sometimes it's a loose idea. And what doesn't change is the desire to conquer that story and to do it differently, not always do the same. I think it's important to really embrace every project for what it is and write it to the best of your ability and to the most of your desire. Now, don't write something because you think it's gonna blah blah blah. No, write it because you want to write it. Part of my writer journey is to write in as many genres as I can, and I'm starting to show that desire for range. And my next book is a YA standalone novel, which is quite a departure from what I've written, with the exception of the Daydreams on the Sherbert Shore, and maybe one short story in 2020. But the desire is there. The stories are there, the projects are there, and if I put something to paper and I say I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna write it, and I'm gonna write it, and it's gonna feel and sound like me. And I think that's the main thing. How can I take a story and make it sound like me? Like something that's gone through this filter and this filter, and that's been tossed onto a page or a monitor. I like exploring themes, I like exploring different things, and I just love swimming in information to find something different and then doing something with that. Research includes spices, culinary arts, architecture, religions, philosophy, sexuality, psychology, history, topography, geography, and you name it. Random information is always going to give you ideas. And the way that you can see a bit of yourself in what you read, that's how you're going to find your story. And I think that's the best way to describe what I do. Try to find myself in different things and then try to find myself in the story. And so far it's worked out. So I wish that for everyone who has that itch and that desire to pick up that pen and put it to paper. So those are my answers to this bonus question. And I'd like to thank again Shieldmaiden, 17, for the great questions, and everyone else who asked questions for the Q&A. It was a really great set of questions, and I hope to get to 200 to answer more. But for now, peace, love, and Mikey rolls.